Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your full moon in Virgo reading with me, Mary. I'm starting with the Shadow Stapes Tarot. I often use this one with the new moon because the new moon with the brightness creates some beautiful shadows, and I kind of like that imagery. And every deck does have its own sort of way of saying things. There may be variation in the meaning from one card in one deck to the next deck. Variations from, say, compared to like the Rider-Waite or the classic Rider-Universal. There might be a couple of things that are slightly different, so I may or may not consult the guidebooks. Whoopsie. Okay, something flipped over. I always ask for at least 4 cards, and I got that right off the bat. So let's see what is in store for Sagittarius for this full moon in Virgo energy. 2 of Pentacles. Okay, we've been seeing a lot of the same cards, and I've been shuffling in between, and you saw me shuffle again. There's been a lot of repeat energies from one sign to the next, which tells me that this moon is more about this full moon is more about the energy overall as opposed to the energy for us individually. That's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to ask for the Energy Oracle card to give us a card for overall theme or energy of this reading. Spirit, what is the overall energy or theme of this reading for Sagittarius? Full moon in Virgo reading for Sagittarius. Okay, you got more than one card, which sometimes happens. Okay, you have indecision with all tied up and appreciation. 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. A lot of times the bottom of the deck and whatever I pull sometimes together will sort of tie up the overall theme. I'm not getting that with this though. 5 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles is about harmony, balance. You maybe need to make a decision. 5 of Wands. Conflict, but in a commotion, chaotic kind of way that is, yes, frustrating, but it's also energizing and will result in you having the adrenaline to do the thing you need. So it's kind of a motivating kind of conflict. 4 of Wands, for often a time to like take a minute. This is like you've accomplished some stuff, so taking a minute to kind of appreciate how far you've come. And it's a pause. It's not a real break. It's just a pause and a moment of celebration or acknowledgement of the good work that you've done. You're starting to see results in something. 10 of Pentacles. This is you've taken something as far as it can go, and you're just enjoying the fruits of the labor at this point. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so it's all Pentacle energy again. I say again because that's what's been coming up. And they have the Hierophant, which is, you know, spiritual stuff. So I just want to take a look at the bottom and see what was hovering underneath that. 6 of Pentacles. This card is you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, which is perfectly fine, but you're enjoying them and not managing them. You're not taking care of them. So if this was a garden You're sitting there and you're enjoying basking in the sunshine, reading or dining or whatever in your garden, and maybe you're picking some of the beautiful vegetables and serving it to your friends, but you're not watering it, you're not weeding it, you're not taking care of it. So it's going to dry up, die, and go away. So this is a cautionary thing to not forget to take care of the things that are basically taking care of you. So your creature comforts, this is because it's Pentacles, which is the physical, materialistic manifestation of things. And it needs your attention and management just like anything else does. So this is a request or a call or caution to not ignore this. Pay attention to it. Okay, we've got, I'm just going by the ones that are jumping out at me first. The Hermit is a call to go within, spend some time alone in solitude. If you can't be in physical solitude, meditate or do something quiet that will allow you a sense of stillness, if not actual stillness. Purpose for this is so that you can get in touch with your inner self. You need to be introspective and try and get in touch with your intuition. So this is asking you to spend some time allowing your intuition to come through, because that is the voice that you should be listening to, the voice that will guide you in for your highest and best good. The Hermit. Kind of now I'm going back and forth because I feel like all tied up and indecision might have something to do with each other, and I feel like appreciation goes with this, because if you're not appreciating and taking care of things, it goes away. So normally I pull this and that helps give me the theme, and I'm going to go ahead and start with that. These are the energy oracle cards, and I'll start with indecision, which is which choice to make. It marks the presence of two or more possible choices in your life. It shows you anxiously looking at two roads. Sorry about the glare. Wondering which would be the better choice. Yet you are standing still, feeling confused by the up and down emotions of your present indecision, which I think is why you're feeling all tied up. You're feeling frozen by this decision that needs to be made. And here's a 2 that also talks about decisions. Yeah, you could spend days, months, years in this back and forth energy, all the while feeling your focus and your life force energy draining away. This indecision creates a paralysis. Okay, so we're letting go of that, and I think too, this is, we've got, again, this is the 2 of Pentacles, indecision. This is the need to make a decision. And this guy he's balancing stuff. He's a juggler. It's about harmony and balance, the need to make a decision. And I think his juggling stuff is weighing things. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Feeling the weight of each element as he's shifting it from one hand to the next. Sensing which one's going to be the best thing for that entity to do. Hermit is, again, a call to be introspective, which will help you with clarity and the indecision. 2 of Swords, also about mental body. Okay, I'm bouncing around, which I wasn't going to do, but apparently I'm doing that because that's just what I was called to do. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm not ricocheting too much for everyone to follow. But Swords is the mental body. Swords is ideas, it is thoughts, it is clarification. Okay, and I'm looking this one up. Normally I would say, again, need to make a decision because the thoughts are not clear. However, It's stalemate, which is the impasse, which is why you're all tied up and why you can't make a decision. So it is. It is. And the swan here, the swan here is saying, open your eyes. You can figure it out. Open your heart. You can figure it out. But, so since there's no compromise, no progress can be made till one chooses, and it's the Two of Swords. Yeah, it's stalemate. Nothing's happening here. All tied up, indecision. It kind of amazes me how all these things work together. And this is for my Sagittarius people. All tied up is the next one I'm going to read. I really think that that's already been touched upon by these other cards. Yeah, lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. Again, probably stalemate energy, right? Shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card upright represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. Need I say more? Severely stuck. Stalemate. Indecision. So we're going to move on to appreciation. Because when in doubt, choosing gratitude, that's me saying it, not the book. When in doubt, choosing gratitude is, I think, the thing that will help everyone, I think helps almost anyone get unstuck from whatever the situation is. It shifts your focus, if nothing more. So this is choosing gratitude. So this card shows a woman holding a single rose. She enjoys the scent and the beauty of the single blossom. Yet around and behind her are bramble bushes. She could be focusing on these, worried that she might get caught up in their prickly branches of difficulty. Instead, she's pausing to experience the blessing of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice and the tiny buds waiting to open up. This card is telling you that you have much to be grateful for, and like the flowering bush behind the woman on the card, there's more to come that you can't see yet. Congratulate yourself for every moment you choose appreciation. This decision shifts your consciousness from lack to value and is guaranteed to bring more worth and richness of life to you. I think also it will shift your energy so that you are unstuck. And it's also a call to appreciate things so that they don't dry up and go away on you. So we've got a couple of knights. These guys are fast moving. Got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So I'll start with the Knight of Wands. Wands is the action card, card of passion, but passion as in fire in the belly, not romance. It is creative action. They say he's got a knight with a blazing lion's heart and the sparking cleverness of foxes, though not always the wisdom to match. So he can be a little headstrong. He's heroic, but he might be impetuous. So he's so passionate about whatever his endeavor is, so passionate, and he's really powerful, and he's moving fast, but he might overlook certain things that could be a danger. He also could be having a little bit of a fiery temper. So that's something to watch for. Decisions stuck. I am going to pull some more cards too, because I'm not quite getting enough of the what. There's feelings around something. I can't tell what this is about yet. This knight is a domineering personality. He's a seeker, slicing through the skies with his sword and his wings. Storm gathers in his wake. Born of the turbulence his winged army creates, and he is lifted high above it all to pierce through the chaos. The sword is a beacon to his followers. So he rushes headlong into conflict to defend his beliefs. It can be seen as a refreshing honesty and true loyalty, or it can be a lack of tact and distraction. So that's the thing with these knights. They move so powerfully and swiftly into whatever their area is. This one is mental. This one is the more creative and visceral energy. That they're a little brash, headstrong, and as much as the commitment and the passion is certainly admirable, you want to be a little bit aware of that brashness. You want to soften a little bit. But here, I'm not quite sure what this is about yet, because we have a lot of indecision, and I don't know what it is you're moving toward. And this Six of Pentacles is that you can see around, where the coins are falling in around the coins towards the base. You can see that there's dried up vines and twigs that aren't getting the nurturing that they need, the care that they need. And so they're starting to dry up. And he's just, enjoying himself, not really paying any attention. So get your head out of the clouds. I don't know yet what this is about, and there's some kind of a choice to be made. I'm going to ask the light seers for some clarification, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is for Sagittarius, full moon in Virgo, please, Spirit. I'm looking for some clarification on these knights. What is this about? They're stuck. They need to make a decision. What are they stuck on? And why is this energy bursting through so abruptly? What's this about for them? Spirit, please clarify. Sagittarius. Okay. I thought I felt something else flip over, but no, it did not. Or maybe it righted itself again. We have a bunch here. Okay. High Priestess. This is a seriously psychic person. You can see the intuition just shooting out of her brain straight up to the heavens. I'm going to put her over here with the Hermit. Because that will be what gets you to clarity. Six of Cups. This is a lovely card. And you have another six. The six is about maintaining things, the nurturing of things. And this one is like you've got some nostalgia too. The boy is grown, or they're now a man, thinking back when they were both, a young boy and a puppy. So there's the nurturing that's taken place here, and I feel like he's reminiscing or looking back on his journey, this partnership with this dog, or this friendship. Yeah, so it's about themes, harmony, the inner child and your future self. So it is about nostalgia. So he's I don't know where that's going to go yet. Two of Wands. You have a Two of Pentacles here and the Two of Swords. This Two of Wands, it's the Light Seers, is about planning your future, making progress, the choice between your comfort zone and new adventures. Maybe that's what's got you all tied up. Maybe that's the decision. Maybe it's because you're somehow stuck in your dogma. Maybe it's how you think. Maybe it's your habits. Maybe it's you're stuck somewhere. And it's got you paralyzed, basically. This one, too, is about... It's hard. This card, I always think of her as being kind of bratty. There's nothing really wrong. She's just choosing to pout. And maybe that's, and I'm not saying that you're being bratty, but I'm saying, Sagittarius, that perhaps maybe you are stuck in a routine or comfort, and the thought of breaking free of that and expanding into something else, maybe that's terrifying, so you're kind of looking at things going, oh, it'll never work. I can't do that. This is the negative self-talk. And this is disappointment. But it's self-created. It's not from the external world. This is someone who's disappointed in things because maybe they're afraid to do something else, which again can be absolutely paralyzing. So the basis of it could be fear. You've got nostalgia here. This is a lovely card. I think it also feels like appreciation. So looking back and maybe being grateful for the things that got you to where you are, being appreciative of those. I think this is the thing that you're being asked to do. And the High Priestess as well. I feel like and the Hermit goes with, you've got all these twos. You really have to think about making a decision here. Indecision, all tied up. These two have you just frozen. And I don't know if it's fear or Sagittarius. You guys are usually pretty fiery, so maybe you're just so comfortable in your habits that you don't really want to explore other options. But then why are these cards coming out? Why are you supposed to be exploring something and expanding? So indecision. I do feel like it's between, this decision is about your current stuckness, for lack of a better term, and embracing the unknown. Which kind of makes sense with these, because embracing the unknown, it's different than charging into it head first. So I think these cards, they're the brash guys that move a little too fast. They're not paying attention to where they're going. This guy's so excited. He's going to trample the foxes that are trying to lead him. But he's so headstrong that he's going to just squash them. And this one too, thinks he knows everything. He's going to just go ahead and bolt through. So at the energy of just busting through to get to the other side, or to get to the next level, can be dangerous if it's not thoughtfully done. if you're not prepared, if you're not in the energy of, like the High Priestess, she's extremely intuitive, she's psychic. These guys aren't. They're just they're just really masculine, verbose energy, moving really, really fast in a forward motion. That, like I said, their tenacity is certainly admirable, but their lack of awareness could be dangerous. So I think that's a caution of rein that kind of energy in. I get the sense, and maybe it's because of the shape of these animals too that they're riding, is that if you see people like riding horses it's like at the races, they're in the pen, and the horses are like flared nostrils, and they are ready to go, and the jockey's tightly holding onto those reins, holding it back. And that's what you need to do. You need to be the jockey on that horse, controlling there's a lot of power in that jockey is usually a fairly small person that doesn't weigh a lot on this beast that weighs 5 times as much or more. I don't know what they weigh, but a lot, and they have this power with that energy, and the jockey is somehow having to guide it, to control it to some extent, to rein it in when it's too much, and to know when to let it go and give it more rein so that it can really take off. That is the vision I'm getting with you and whatever this new endeavor of yours is. And I think it is just about embracing something new. I feel like you've been thinking about something for a long, long time and haven't done anything because you have so many doubts. Doubts. I'm just going to see if there's... Oh, what's on the bottom of the deck here? Oh, Tower. Okay. So the Tower. And you've got... Oh, Queen of Cups. She's lovely. 6 of Swords. Okay. So, yeah, this is... and you've got the Moon. There's some illusion. 3 of Wands. 3s are usually about some kind of community cooperation. 6 of Swords. You're tired. Whatever this is this indecision has exhausted you, and somehow the 6 of Swords is about just trusting that Spirit's working for you, and you can relax a little bit. Don't try to control the situation, like every detail. Don't be attached to the outcome, and trust that Spirit is going to guide you there. That's different than this kind of energy. This is controlling the power, the rawness of the power of that energy. This one that I'm talking about, releasing, is more of a surrender to the capability of Spirit to manage things on your behalf. And again, it doesn't even look like you don't see an outcome here. I think whatever this is that you're doing is new. You're so afraid of, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. So you don't really have an attachment to the results of the outcome. Queen of Cups, this is super creative, nurturing energy. She's got your back, so I wouldn't worry. But the Tower, that just says that whatever this is going to happen sort of suddenly. It's not necessarily a huge destruction. Like, I'm not much into drama. So when I see the Tower, I'm like, oh, something's going to happen suddenly. So you need to kind of be ready for it. So this I think is preparing you. So I think the majority of all these cards are asking you to simply go introspective, Go inside, listen to your intuition, decide how you want to. I think this is your future. You like, do you want to embrace something new, or do you want to stay stuck? And I don't know if you have ideas about what this newness might be, but that's what it feels like. So something's coming in that's going to kind of force your hand at this. But you're frozen right now anyway, so this indecision is got you paralyzed. So instead of doing the I'm scared, please let go of this and start to embrace the intuition. Start to learn to trust your gut. It takes a while. It's not, I mean, it can be scary. That's okay to be scared. And while you're doing this, again, try appreciation for whatever you can. I noticed too that when you do appreciation quite a lot and sincerely, and it becomes kind of just the way you live, that things, synchronicities start to become apparent. You'll be driving around the block looking for a parking place, knowing that every car on that street has been driving around 3 or 4 times, but you will drive up to just before the door and someone leaves and you can sneak in and take their spot. Things like that kind of stuff, that kind of synchronicity starts showing up. Little things, little pieces of random luck start showing up, and that kind of tells you that you are on the right path. So trust your gut on those, because you know, like the day that you go to the store and you can actually get the parking place right in front because someone just left and there's not a parking place for miles otherwise, means you picked exactly the right moment to do that errand. So trust in that. Those are the good things you can sort of trust. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask the wisdom of the oracle, to see what advice, what wisdom do you have to share with Sagittarius for this full moon in Virgo. And I don't get the sense, you guys, if this is business or not business. I can't really tell. I feel like it could be. Spirit, what else do you have to tell my Sagittarius friends? There we go. Milk and honey. Okay, here's the milk and honey card. Taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. So maybe this is, yeah, I feel like this is going to be a more authentic you. And this indecision, I think, is because you're scared, fearful. So start doing the appreciation thing. Allow yourself some time to just daydream even about possibilities. You know, play what if in a good way. What if something happens and there's... I'm going to ask for a goddess card now. What goddess would like to come forward, to help Sagittarians in this full moon energy of Virgo? Spirit, what goddess card would like to come forward for Sagittarius? Full moon in Virgo reading for Sagittarius. What goddess would like to come forward, Spirit? Spirit. Oh. These are fairly new, so they're somewhat sticky and a little stubborn as a result. Spirit, what goddess would like to help? What goddess energy, there we go, there's two of them, will best serve Sagittarius? Kali, ooh, okay, liberation, oh man, that's it, and home, okay. Okay, so we have liberation and home. I'm going to start with home, because liberation, home is, part of me feels like home is the thing you're being attached to, but maybe it's not your authentic home, maybe it's just like literally your physical home. So this is Greek god Hestia. When you're in alignment with your truest self, it's like everything you do suddenly fits and feels right. Okay, like that synchronicity I was talking about. Now is the time to also look into your domestic environment, making sure you are surrounded by beautiful things that have special positive meaning for you. Cleaning, tending house, and taking care of simple things are what is called for now, which is this. This is taking care of the things that you already have. And it's things, because Pentacles is the materialistic world, right? So it's things. Water the lawn, clean the house, make sure the roof is in good repair, wash your dishes. It's little things like that. Keep things in good maintenance. So this card is talking about that as well. Yeah, the answers to the big questions come of their own accord when you're focused on the small tasks, which is why I was saying appreciate the little stuff, and then this other stuff is going to sort of sort itself out. You'll just find yourself becoming introspective and not freak out about it. This one reminds you that when you are home in yourself, you are at home in the world. So she's lovely. Oh, I don't know where to put her. I'll just set her here. And Kali is liberation. She is, you're being invited by the Hindu goddess of liberation and revolution to address the aspects in your own shadow nature that have held you hostage. God, I can't make this up. Held you hostage to old ideas that no longer serve who you want to become. Yeah, this is it. I think you really want to spread your wings and break free and become a new you. So this indecision, you are paralyzed by it. So Kali is saying, you can no longer define yourself by your victim story and expect to succeed in your life. There is a beauty and liberation that is deep, fierce, and courageous. It rises up from the willingness to break the chains of the past in order to transform into something new. Break the chains of the past. I love that, because they have you paralyzed. You may be afraid to set boundaries with others, but Goddess Kali has come to lend you her daggers, for you must cut ties with familiar ideas about life that have determined your place in the world up till now. Have you been holding back on shining in the world because you're afraid of the reprisal or judgment of others? This helps no one. You must step into life authentic and glowing. Refuse to allow potential judgment of others to affect you. Every day, claim your power to liberate yourself from caring what others think. When you are asking for the wisdom to live and contribute, do no harm, and to serve for the highest good of all, none of this matters. Even if you must tear down what has been built. Sounds like that's where your decision you have to make. Maybe this is nostalgia from before some self-discovery stuff. When things were easy, you were a kid. People just told you what to do and you didn't have to think. Well, Sagittarius, I think that you are, you have a potential amazing journey here. Amazing. So this tower moment, I don't even, I mean, it didn't come up right away. It's sort of like the bottom of the second deck after all these other cards. So it's not like a big, it's not like a big powerful card. I mean, it is, but its placement is not paramount in your reading. These are, so the indecision, the all tied up. The indecision is what has you all tied up. You're pretty much paralyzed by this. I think it's fear to, I think you want to move into something else. I think you want to make some changes, and you're so afraid of it. And that's this one. You're just kind of wallowing in the, I don't think I can do it. So maybe these guys, these energies, again, you want to push through. Maybe they're just there because they want to be brash. Maybe you want to be brash this time. I still caution you against that, but I think the appreciation for sure, and just taking care of what you already have. And that means self-care as well as your stuff. And then you'll figure out what the decision is. I think it's the indecision that's killing you. And I think that you do want liberation. And to be truly home is to be truly authentic, 100% authentic in your heart, you. And I feel like there's a new version of yourself that wants to crack open the egg and break free. And you're afraid to let it. So your decision is either don't let it and just live with it and be done with the decision, or embrace all these things and become everything that you want and can be. Whew. Big one for you guys. Well, Sagittarius, thanks for tuning in.